Hey everyone, welcome. You're outdoors in the 608. My name's Jeremiah. Appreciate you stopping by. Look what I got. I got a new saw. It is the Husqvarna 550 XP. I've been looking for a 50cc saw for a while now, and I've had my eye on this one, and I finally pulled the trigger and got it. I'm thinking it's going to pair well with my MS 400C. That one's got a 25-inch bar. This one's got a 20. Mainly you want to use it for like a limbing saw, a smaller saw. It's about 12 pounds. Should be nice and light to do limbing with. I'll use, for big stuff, I'll still use the 400, but I think this one's going to get a lot of work in. I did have a MS 250 as a limbing saw, but that has been running right, so I got me a new one. Super excited. I have ran about almost a tank of gas through it already, but other than that, she's a virgin. I'm going to get down to the wood yard. We'll get to cutting with it. Stick around. so far, so good. I am definitely impressed. I'm really liking the saw so far. I like how it revs a lot higher. The anti-vibration is, you can barely even notice the vibration. I like it. It's nice and small, light, and fast. And that's definitely what I'm looking for. It is a Mark II. It does have auto tune. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but she's a brand new unit and I'm impressed. I like it so far. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. With that, life is great in the 608. Have a good one.